What is up, guys? Rick Lobster here. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know I went to a friend's cabin over the weekend and burnt my fragile, pale gamer face to an absolute crisp. So there's that. And today, with the release of Heroic Menagerie coming tomorrow, it's a great time to go over all of the current secret menagerie triumphs, as well as we're going to be talking about the next set of triumphs to be relevant in game, and that is the tribute hall triumphs. You can actually start completing those right now so that when tribute hall launches, you'll have a huge jump on the event. And so let's get started. Now, this information is coming from the good people at the Raid Secrets subreddit. The original posts are going to be linked in the description down below. Firstly, let's go over all of the secret menagerie triumphs. Again, remember, some of them are doable right now in normal menagerie, but quite a few of them do require heroic. So, let's go over the normal ones first. We have Come Out and Play. Defeat Pagori after luring it to each Vex plate only once. That is the current menagerie boss, and how it works is this. You're going to summon the boss. It's going to kind of appear off the start, but then it's going to disappear. You summon it by standing in the middle Vex plate. Once you get to 100%, it's going to appear right in front of that plate. You DPS it. If you can DPS 1/3 of its health, it's going to disappear, and 2 more plates are now available to stand on and activate. One on the left side, one on the right side. All you need to do is activate, let's say, the left side first, and then the right side. The last one you activate is the one it appears at. So it's going to appear at the right side, you do another damage phase, then it disappears. All 3 plates are going up. So you want to activate the middle, then the right side, and last, the place it hasn't been, the left side. Then it's going to appear there, you kill it, and boom, you've got that triumph. Next up, we have another boss triumph with Divided We Conquer. Defeat Haspiko, which is the first menagerie boss, while no 2 guardians share any one firewall well. Now, the easiest way to do this is to simply have one guy as designated shield breaker. One guy kill the Vex that causes the well to appear, and then stand in that, take down the shield with, something like a Celestial, Nighthawk, hammers, whatever, and then everyone else DPS. And as long as that one guy keeps doing that every time the shield goes up, you should be good to go and get this triumph. Moving on from there, we have yet another boss triumph, Eyes Only For You. Defeat Aranak, and now that is the big ogre boss, without defeating any Hive Knights. This one's pretty simple. All you need to do is to kill this boss within 1 damage phase. The knights are going to spawn in the time the second shield goes up. So that's all it really is. Take down the shield, DPS the crap out of this boss. If you can kill it in the 1 phase, you'll get this triumph. Okay, moving on from there, we have all the heroic triumphs. So, starting tomorrow, these are going to be available to earn, get Imperials from, and so on. Now, if you're wondering what the differences are between normal and heroic menagerie, I have already done a video explaining that. It's linked up above. Firstly, we have short-handed. Complete a run through the menagerie with a fire team of 3 or fewer. Remember that heroic menagerie will not have matchmaking, so this is possible to do there. Then we have Go Speedrunner Go. Complete a run through the heroic menagerie with time left on the clock. So get to the boss basically before the time runs out. Moving on from there, we have Lambs to the Slaughter. During a heroic menagerie run, defeat Pagori without allowing any fireteam members to die. So just perfect boss phase, essentially. Then we have Break a Leg. During a heroic menagerie run, defeat Haspiko without allowing any fireteam members to die. And then finally, the Uncontrolled Rage. During a heroic menagerie run, you've probably guessed it, defeat Aranak without allowing any fireteam members to die. So basically once each week, as we have different bosses available to fight in the heroic menagerie, you want to go in there and try to do a perfect run, no deaths on the bosses, and that will give you those different triumphs. Now there is one last triumph, and it's actually doable in the last city. It's called Amidst the Wreckage. Earn the Scrap CF 717. 291. Now that is the ship associated with the Outbreak Perfected quest, so doing it on heroic a bunch of times. You have to do the 3 different elements and then you can get the ships, but a lot of people, including myself, have the ship, don't necessarily have the triumph, so that might be a little bit bugged. But those are the doable triumphs. And moving on from there, we have the Tribute Hall triumphs. Again, this is for that Tribute Hall event that's coming later in July, but you can start to complete these now. Essentially, to do them, and some people have already had them pop up, you need to do certain activities wearing any Callus themed gear. So essentially, this is how it works. There's one for just defeating enemies in strikes. Like the first one, Imperial Footsoldier. Defeat enemies in strikes while having any equipped Callus gear. So that could be a piece of raid gear. That could be the old Leviathan gear. That could be the Menagerie gear, and that's probably the easiest set to get. Now, you can go and do that triumph with one piece of gear. So you have a Menagerie helmet, and that's it. The rest of your gear is Vanguard, let's say. You will still make progress towards this Imperial Footsoldier triumph, but it's going to be much, much slower. The more Callus-themed gear you have on at the same time, the faster you'll get these triumphs. So if you have the full set, that is going to lead to the best progress. So that's how it works. Here are the different activities you can do with the Callus-themed armor that you can get these triumphs for. One more thing, really quickly, once you do these triumphs, do not complete them. I repeat, do not complete them. Because you're earning them kind of early, the reward tributes you're supposed to get just disappear. Like, no one knows what happens to them, so it's probably a better idea to just wait on them, and then when the event launches, you can go back and complete them. So, after Imperial Footsoldier, we have Imperial Scoundrel, defeat enemies in Gambit. Then Imperial Assassin, defeat enemy guardians in Gambit. Then into the Colosseum, defeat enemy guardians in the Crucible. After that, High Roller, complete a 100k Nightfall. After that, Lavish Defender, complete multiple Threshold Nightfalls. And for those, just go for the 100ks. After that, we have Final Exam, complete encounters in the Leviathan. Then we have A Succulent Wish, complete encounters in Last Wish. After that, Fist of the Empire, complete encounters in Scourge of the Past, and then Crown of Sorrow, complete encounters in Crown of Sorrow. There's also 2 more, one for earning Infamy and one for earning Valor, apparently, that aren't necessarily named. So, these basically break down to do pretty much everything in the game while wearing Callus stuff. Another important thing to note is that for the raid runs, it's possible that they're only looted runs. So if you go and do the same raid a bunch of times on the same character, only the first run is going to get you loot, and that first run is going to count towards progress. If you just do that same run like 10 times, it's only going to count that first run apparently. Also, for the Earn Infamy and Earn Valor, they're technically kind of in the game, but they're not available to complete right now. Likely they'll launch with this activity. Alright guys, so there you have it, the Menagerie triumphs as well as the Tribute Hall triumphs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.